We even love Mondays in the fabulous Florida Keys, but why wouldn't we? We live in paradise. I'm Gary McAdams with eXp Realty. There really must be something to this living in paradise thing. Every single year we have more and more retirees retire up north and move down to Florida. We have millions of retirees living in our state. I've lived in the Florida Keys for 33 years, 27 of them being in Key West. In 27 years in Key West, I've heard some really strange things said by the locals, but never once have I heard somebody say, I'm getting close to retirement. I've worked hard all my life. I want to really enjoy my golden years and my retirement years. I'm done with this year-round warm weather and spending winters on the beach. I'm moving to Detroit. Just never heard it happen once. This is my morning market MLS update video I do every day right about this same time. I report all the new listings in Key West and the lower Keys that have come on the market in the last 24 hours. In today's case, it's in the lower Keys. There were no listings in Key West today. If you watch this video every day, you'll be ahead of most buyers. You'll know about every new listing from Big Pine Key down to Key West the same day the realtors know about them. I find a lot of buyers wait for home to come on to Trulia or Zillow or Realtor.com or one of those many sites before they inquire about it. And a problem they often face is by the time those websites put a home live online, it's been on the multiple listing service a couple days and all the good deals are already under contract. If you watch this video every day and you see something you like, you can call me right away and we can make an appointment to go look at the property. Or if you're not here locally, if you're one of those that live up north all summer and come down for the winter, I can go look at it on your behalf. We can do a FaceTime walkthrough video, or I'll put it on a YouTube video, or I'll send you a bunch of pictures via email. I do that pretty often for people. Then if you like what you see, we can write up an offer and have you under contract before most buyers ever even knew the home was available for sale. You can also get a much more detailed description of these listings, including photographs, if you follow my blog, keywestinvesting.com. I'll put that web address in the description down below. There's a lot more information on the homes in the blog, a lot more details, any unique features the home might have. It'll have things like room dimensions, room uses, photos of the inside of the home, photos of the outside of the home. If the home happens to have a pool, it happens to be waterfront, there'll be photos of the pool, photos of the water view, photos of the boat dockage. It's just a lot more information than I can cram into a couple-minute quick YouTube video. Again, that web address is keywestinvesting.com. If you like this video and you want to see more and stay current with the Florida Keys real estate market so you know what's being sold at what prices, please click that like button down below and subscribe to my YouTube channel. I do a video just like this every morning. As I mentioned earlier, we have 2 new listings that have come on the market in the last 24 hours. Both of them are in the lower Keys. There were no listings in Key West today. Before I give you the information on the listings, the state of Florida's legal department makes me cover the boring stuff. The information I'm about to give you comes directly from the Florida Keys multiple listing service. I'm not accepting any responsibility for either of these listings. I'm not claiming either one of them to be my own listing. And I'm not accepting any responsibility if there's any inaccuracies in the information I give you. I'm simply reading it to you right from the Florida Keys multiple listing service. The first one we have is on Barry Avenue on Little Torch Key. It's on a large piece of land with a lot of boat dockage. It's on a little over 1/3 of an acre of land. I know those of you living in the northern states or up in the country style living settings, 1/3 acre sounds very small, but by Florida Keys standards, that's huge. And it also has over 270 foot of dock space and a cut-in boat ramp right on your property. You can launch your boat right in your backyard. One of the good features about the boat ramps is you can't do them anymore, so the houses you buy that have them are the only ones that are going to have them. The Army Corps decided that that was considered dredging about 10 or 15 years back, so you can't put a boat ramp in anymore, but this one's grandfathered in and is valid for the life of the property. It's a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom, 1,707 square foot home. It's on a great boating channel. It goes right into Pine Channel, and if you make a right turn, you'll go out under the bridge into Newfound Harbor and go offshore. Newfound Harbor is probably the widest and one of the deepest boating channels in all of the lower Keys. Or if you wanted to go boating in the backcountry, which is my preference, you have some beautiful, uninhabited islands out there. You can just beach the boat in a sandbar and float around and swim. You can have a barbecue on the water, a happy hour on the water. Also, the flats fishing in the Keys is amazing. The top-end fishing, the permit fishing, the bone fishing. People come from all over the country just to fish our flats. You're right out in the flats in the backcountry in this property as well. Now the downsides. It is a big house. It's a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom. It's 1,707 square feet. But it's a ground level home. So definitely during your due diligence inspection period, you want to get an insurance quote to make sure the insurance isn't too high. This particular section of Little Torch, if you turn onto Barry Avenue, the first thing you do is go down a hill. So the land itself is a little bit lower than other areas in the Keys. Your flood insurance on a ground level home could be a little bit high. It's priced at $1,620,000. Personally, I feel that's a little overpriced for a ground level house on this section of Little Torch Key. If we're on the other side of the highway in Jolly Roger Estates, it would be a whole different thing and it would be worth $1,620,000 all day long. But unfortunately, it's not. It's on the backside, and I just don't see that price tag for a house of this nature. But that's just my opinion. Then we go to Big Pine Key to a subdivision called Tropical Bay. Tropical Bay is a very nice upscale subdivision. All the homes are nicer homes. All the homes in Tropical Bay, the community has a deed restriction. They have to be concrete homes. This particular house is on Sunrise Drive, and it's very appropriately named. You get amazing sunrise views over Bogey Channel from this house. It's right on the open water. It's a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom, 2,060 square foot house. I'm very familiar with this particular house. I've been in it several times. They just completely renovated. I want to say it was about 4 or 5 years ago, but they redid it all from head to toe. It's done up really nice. Now again, for the downside, I have to report the good, but I also have to report the bad. That's why people watch my videos. I'll tell you about things that aren't in the MLS. If you look at a map on Big Pine Key, or actually if you can get a hold of a nautical chart, particularly showing Bogey Channel, you'll see the land forms a C around the channel. This particular house is right in the end of that C, and with it facing southeast, the good side of the southeast exposure is that's our predominant breeze in the summer, and it's nice and cool. The bad part of the southeast exposure, especially where the land forms into a C, it blows the seaweed in and it kind of gets trapped because it has nowhere else to go. During the low tide, it can get really, really smelly there. When I lived on Big Pine Key, I lived in a subdivision called Doctor's Arm, which is just a few blocks from Tropical Bay. I actually looked at a house right on Sunrise Drive in Tropical Bay, and the reason I did not move into that one was because luckily when I looked at it, it was low tide and the stink was really bad. It's being offered at $1,499,000, and everything else about the house definitely justifies that price tag. You have a beautiful view, a great breeze, great sunrise every morning, completely renovated house, over 2,000 square feet, excellent dockage, deep water boating. If you can tolerate the smell, it's a great house, but it was a little bit too much for me, and I chose not to live there. That's all we have for today. If you want to see either one of these homes or any home anywhere in the Florida Keys, give me a call at 305-731-0501. I look forward to hearing from you. I look forward to showing you homes in the fabulous Florida Keys. And more importantly, I look forward to making you my neighbor. I'm Gary McAdams with eXp Realty.